Hi, everybody. Andrea Carvin here at InnerSparks Rehab Gym and Spa, where healing from movement is everything but average. And today we're going to be looking at, do you have mouse shoulder? Do you even know what mouse shoulder is? So, I don't use a mouse, so I don't have mouse shoulder, but I've seen a lot of people who do, and I'm going to demonstrate what can happen that leads to mouth shoulder with my ball. So notice how I start as I move around my mouse, particularly at the end of the day when my hand is tired and my wrist is kind of doing a lot of these up and downs, and my wrist is getting tired. And so I'm resting my wrist, not using that so much, and then I start using my shoulder more. Right now my shoulder's getting tired. So mouth shoulder is actually strain from using the mouse when we're focusing really intently on something we're thinking about at the computer, and we develop a movement pattern of when our wrists get fatigued, we use our shoulders to do the work that our wrists are supposed to do. And so we put more energy into it. And this is something high achievers really do very commonly because we're often thinking and we have lots of good ideas, and our body movements are there to, I got to get this out. So if you start to notice that your thinking is feeling pretty intense and like, I've got to get this out, pay attention to what's happening in your joints, particularly your wrist joint and your shoulder joints, because if you're creating tension and you're creating internal, this is what we call internal, or pulling in, or your shoulders are up here, you're starting to create a pattern of mouse shoulder movements. And I'll use my little fun thing to demonstrate. So I just love this puzzle thing. So there's lots of muscles that are always pulling on a joint. And remember earlier this week we talked about how the shoulder is the most mobile joint in the body, and it also is a heavy lifter for a lot of heavy things and a lot of emotional things too, because when things don't feel right, we tend to come in, and we can see this in our bodies. So we may have our shoulder joint, and when we increase tension here, and we increase tension here and here, everything is connected, and then our necks start to get kind of sore, and then we get forward head. So all these things feed on each other, and it's very easy to start to unwind them. And the first thing is to pay attention. So you're sitting at the computer, it's towards the end of the day. The first thing you're going to start to notice is my wrists are getting kind of tired. Am I translating that into my shoulder joint pain? All right, if I am, I need to relax. Increased tension when you're at your desk is a sign that your body needs to relax. So go take a walk, go to the bathroom, shake out your shoulders. At some point, maybe I'll do a series if there's any interest on some really easy things you can do. I prefer at these times, rather than doing intense stretches, because then you're just causing tension in the other direction, to really think about things that are going to relax your body and relax your shoulders, as opposed to, like, sometimes there's some really excellent stretches like this, but we're just fighting tension. So think about things you can do to get loosey-goosey. Put some music on that you like, do something. Do eye exercises to just break up that movement pattern of tension that is getting created because you're tired, and maybe have a snack. Eat something healthy like a piece of fruit with some protein. So these are suggestions that you can do to prevent yourself from getting tendinitis. And again, tendinitis is just inflammation from repetitive movements that we do, particularly when we're really focusing very intently using a mouse at our desk. So that is mouse shoulder, and some things that you can do to help yourself not develop a mouse shoulder tendonitis type pattern. Thank you so much for listening to this week's series on shoulders and things you can do to prevent some of the injuries that commonly come up through the course of many people's days. Please feel free to put questions up. Next week, we're going to explore what tendonitis is. And any place we have a tendon, which is any place we have a muscle, we have potential for developing tendonitis. So what can we do to prevent that and keep our bodies working efficiently and well, doing all the things that we like to do during the course of our most wonderful days. Bye-bye, everybody. Have a great week. Thanks for joining.